What is up, guys? Welcome to Interview 8, RISETOELEVATE podcast. I'm excited, man. This is it. I just wanted to say thank you guys for the never-ending support. As you notice, we got our shirts on today, so we just have to, flaunt a little bit. But again, I love every single one of you. This is it. I wanted to introduce my co-host.
Hey guys, what's up, y'all? I do apologize about the last podcast. It was kind of last minute, so I kind of just, flew in, you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a little different today because you're used to hearing this guy.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
This is how it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. It's his podcast,
right?
But it's our podcast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be different.
Right.
So now I'm here today with Tony the Tiger. No, Tony Gutierrez. I'm sorry.
You're close.
Same thing.
But yeah, Tony. Just to start it off, where are you from, man?
I'm from San Antonio, Texas. I moved down here in 7th grade, I think. And how old am I? 21.
21.
So however the math is after that,
Okay.
however long I've been here.
Okay. So are you just a quick question? Are you a San Antonio, Houston? Do you like it here better than?
Oh yeah, because I moved back there for a year and I hated it. I didn't give it the chance, but it was just during COVID and stuff, so I was stuck at home, and then I just moved from all my friends right after high school.
Right.
But yeah, I definitely like it here more. But I do like visiting, of course. It's a beautiful city.
Yeah, no. Would you say that it's different, growing up though?
Oh yeah.
Compared to was it more fast paced than South Carolina, or was it kind of
I wouldn't say fast paced is the word. It's definitely just culturally different. Mm-hmm. It's a lot more Hispanic culture over there than over here. And then growing up Hispanic, I was when I was especially middle school when I first came here, I was the only Hispanic kid in my class.
Oh.
Maybe 2 or 3, but still.
It's growing here though.
Yeah, I know it is.
And I remember being in 3rd grade at DeBose Middle School, if anybody remembers that, and the first year I was there, I didn't see none, and then the next year after that, it was each class I had 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And I remember their last names. You know what I mean? So you're Hispanic, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you follow that heritage and stuff like that?
Not as much as I want to. I want to get into it a little bit more, but.
Do you get in trouble for not doing that?
Oh, no. I'm pretty, I'm 4th generation. I'm pretty far back, but my parents, they never taught me Spanish or nothing, so I don't know anything.
You don't know any Spanish, man?
Poquito.
You know how to say no in Spanish?
I only know curse words in Spanish.
Yeah. Everyone knows that.
Right.
I'm not even gonna lie. When I first met you, I really thought you were Indian.
I'm gonna
keep it a step.
I do have Arabic in me.
Okay.
Very little though.
Cause no offense, bro, I really thought your name was Raj. You gotta hear me out on that, bro. You got to hear me out on that. But yeah, definitely. Let's just get right into it. What do you do, Tony? I hear you're a firefighter.
Yeah, I'm a firefighter for.
Congratulations on that. That's big, man, and that means a lot because you're supporting the community.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about the job is going back and just helping people. Even the dumb calls that are nothing, it's still fun to me. And of course, I'm new at it.
You're talking about having to get the cat from the tree down?
Yeah, the stupid call. Someone calls because they stub their toe tight.
Really?
That's happened before. Not to me, but it's happened to people in my department.
Right.
That's insane.
So, walk us a little bit through the process of being a firefighter. Did you have to go to school? Any prerequisites, anything like that?
So when it comes to firefighting, I was literally just talking to my coworker about this last shift because he's from up north. He's from Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. Completely different. It's way easier to get hired in the South. Mm-hmm. Up there, you had to take. They were talking about a psych exam that was 1,600 questions. That's insane.
As in what type of questions?
This other guy, he's from Arizona, and one of his questions they were weird questions. One of them was Batman or Superman.
Wow.
I know, that's what he said.
Maybe there's a unique thing, because I just was talking to somebody about this, and
the correct answer is Batman.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wait, for real?
Because you would think that's
Superman. Man. You never seen Batman vs Superman in the movie?
I have, but you know what I'm saying? I would kind of go Superman.
Yeah,
I kind of want to fly,
bro can laser him.
He would have failed.
Yeah, I would have failed. You're right. I know.
I don't know what they're looking for in it, but it's just funny.
That's cool.
Yeah, but for us, it's a lot easier. I applied online. I got the invite, I guess. And basically for up here in South Carolina, you do this thing called the JARPAT, which is the physical exam. And you put on a weighted vest and you do a bunch of whatever the course is. I know it's different in all departments. And for us, we had to do it in under 7 minutes. And you don't have to run. It's like you can walk it and get it done. I did it 5 minutes and I walked it. And this is before I even like trained or anything. So I'm weak as shit. And I'm still weak, but weaker. Not used to any of it. And then after that, we went straight to headquarters and took a 100-question test. And I know some departments are different. North Charleston, it's only like a 25-question test. Ours is 100-question. It's basic shit, but it's like, I don't know, easy English.
What
grammar.
department are you in again?
St. John's Fire
St.
Department,
John's Department,
which is like Johns Island area.
Okay, that's cool.
That's not bad. So like, how often are you getting like these set calls? Like you mentioned a bad call. Like how often are you getting these set calls within your experience?
Just bad calls?
Well, not just bad calls, but
Overall
just
calls.
overall.
Like last shift, literally yesterday, I worked one.
Okay.
I only got one, but there's days. The most I ran, and again, we're especially compared to like in North Charleston, we don't run nearly as much.
Mm-hmm.
But the most I ran was 5 in one day, which isn't even a lot.
Okay.
I've gotten lucky so far, I guess, or not lucky. Sometimes I wish I got a lot of calls just to make time go by, and you learn a lot.
Mm-hmm. Just a follow-up question, because like I have certain people, shout out to Kev, shout out to Doc, shout out to Darrell, definitely remember y'all if y'all, seeing this. I do have some buddies that are firefighters from up north.
Mm-hmm.
So like just a little bit of insight on your shift, because they work 8, like they don't work 8, they work 12s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think you said you work in 24s.
I work 24s, yeah.
So how is that like? You know what I mean? Like, you getting rest, anything like that, or?
Well, the coolest part about, I guess it's the same for them too, but about my schedule is I know if I stay on C shift, even if I don't though, because there's only 3 shifts, I know every single day I work for the rest of my career. Like I have a schedule and I can look every single day. Of course, if like I get time off, that's different. But like I at least know my set days that I'm working. It's every 3 days for the rest of my life.
That's not.
Are you comfortable with that though? Like knowing that?
Yeah. It's cool, and it is nice, and the best part is like again, yesterday was a really good shift. We all were hanging out, playing games and stuff like that. It's really fun, and you just kind of create a bond, especially if you have a crew, and that's kind of hard for being the new guy because they move you around a lot. You don't really have that set crew. So I'm cool with some crews. I wouldn't say I'm like super myself yet with like any of my crews, but I'm getting there. And yeah, some crews are really amazing, and some crews are alright. I haven't had any bad crews yet, I would say. At least have one person I can talk to in each crew.
That's not bad.
So do you have to wear the whole outfit every day too, or is it just like a certain jumpsuit you wear?
The uniform is, it's all navy pretty much, but navy like cargo pants, a navy shirt tucked in with a belt, and boots. And then after 4 o'clock is when you can like put shorts on. I just at the station. And I know like if you get night calls, because I mean, you're not going to wear jeans at night.
That's true. That's very true.
A lot of people, they just put on their turnout pants, which is like the fire pants for like a medical call. Or of course, if it's an alarm or fire or anything like that, you have to wear it. You have to wear the full stuff.
So what about like the whole, like when you go out on a fire? Like, like I'm not sure if you have gone.
I would say I would like to disclose this right now. I've been to one outside fire. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
The process is, and in recruit school, they harp on it. Like recruit school, in the test, you have to put it on in 2 minutes. Everything, turn on your SCBA, click in, breathe, take it off in 2 minutes. That's how you're supposed to do it. And of course, everyone got it eventually because we practice it all the time. But in real life, it's a little bit different. You kind of have your pants, or how I do. I have my pants with my boots in it on the like step to get inside the engine or the fire truck, and I just put those on, the flash hood. I get my coat and my radio and just go inside the engine. So we start driving, and I just finish putting it on in the engine while we're driving.
So everybody has different methods though?
Yeah, I like, even like how you like lay it out. Like I have my coat and stuff on the little handle, and so I can just swing it on real quick. It's nice.
Do you slide down the pole? Is there that thing? Like, in the movies?
One of our stations has one.
Oh, wait, so it's not all of them?
Yeah, only one of them.
That kind of sucks, bro.
Station 2 has one, and I always do it.
So they hyped it up, man.
I will say, well, that is it is a real thing that used to be prominent. I've never done it on a call because because I get up there and I look down, I'm like, man, this is pretty far down.
All you do is slide down. You know?
Yeah.
Just wrap your legs around
when I'm just BSing at the station, I'll do it. But like when I'm like for real on a call, I just go down the stairs.
We gotta put you on a vlog.
But like in North Charleston, there's a station that has a slide.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely applying
I'd
to
rather
North
take the
Charleston.
slide.
Yeah, I'm definitely going
That's
to North
cool.
Charleston.
That's where all my training was.
That's not too bad. So I've heard about this thing like from my friends, like about a drill or running a drill. Like if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that or no?
Like in training?
Well, it's not in training, but it's like basically like they would like the firefighters would be outside and the truck, of course. So like think of the phone as a truck. You know what I'm saying? And then they're doing something with the hose or like running a drill or something like that, if that makes sense, or drill.
The only thing I can think of is like drilling you as in like instructing you and just practicing during training. It's the only thing I can really think of.
What would happen if you disobeyed anybody during the training?
Oh, no.
Do that? Like, is this like military?
Is
like,
it fired?
No, it's not instant fire, but it's like, I know it's a lot different, especially up north, in different departments. Like North Charleston's a lot more strict than my department even. My department, like, I was told in training that my helmet's yellow because I'm no better than piss. And I was expecting that. I was expecting to go in and that's just how I'm going to be treated. And I was okay with it, doing all the chores and everything. And luckily my department's really good about that kind of stuff. Everyone like had chores. Of course I try to do the most because I don't want to, I'm the new guy still. I want to be like a little bit respected, I guess, or look better, I guess. And yeah, but I wouldn't talk back to any engineers or captains or even the senior firemen.
Is there any captains that you look up to now, like that inspire you to keep going and wake up and be who you want to be?
I will say the two main captains that I work with, one of them, I won't say their names, but the one I worked with last shift, he's really cool. He's really quiet and he's an older guy, but he's super like. And I started getting him to laugh, like make jokes, and it's so rewarding to make a captain laugh. It's so funny. It's usually him making fun of me though.
Okay, so
no, but in a good way.
So it's like pretty much like
it's
the
like
new
teasing.
NBA guy. It's like
they
call you Pee Wee.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Okay.
It's something like that. It's like teasing, but they do care about you.
Okay.
But my other station 4, that captain, or he's a lieutenant, same thing pretty much. He's really cool, and he's always treated me well, and he starts to like you when he starts to mess with you. Okay. So he started messing with me, so I'm good.
So give us like a little bit of the breakdown of like the ranking system, because you said captain, lieutenants, there's sergeants. The same thing as like police, or is it like very different? You know.
I don't really know police's, but I know for us, I guess on the floor people that actually go to jobs, because of course there's like the headquarters chiefs and stuff like that, and the fire chief and everything. But there's the battalion chiefs. And I know some departments like North Charleston, they have multiple for different areas in the city. Ours, I think we're talking about getting a South End and North End battalion chief for one shift, but we only have one for each shift right now. So like my C shift battalion chief is the head person going to calls, and he doesn't go to all calls. He just goes to like fires and stuff like that, important ones. And then there's the captains, and captains are going to be the highest rank in stations. Because there's only one battalion chief, and he's only at station 1. And he doesn't really, like, mess with you or anything. He's just kind of in his own, and then he's out all day doing stuff because he's the chief. He has to do stuff. So captains is the one that you're going to be with the most, that's highest rank. And lieutenants are next, but they're really interchangeable. It's kind of just a title difference. Like, lieutenants can run a station by themselves just like a captain can. And they will. They get paid different. It's really that. Like North Charleston doesn't have lieutenants. That's not that common, I don't think. And then there's the engineers, which are the people that drive the trucks.
So you have to be certified to drive a truck, or you?
Yeah, there's 4 classes that you have to get done. There's EVDT, which is to just be able to drive it. I did that one in recruit school. And then there is aerial ops, which is like operating the ladder and stuff, and just like parking in the right. And then there's 2 more. It's blinking from my head, but 2 more classes. And they just ran them. I wish I signed up for it. But I didn't want to be the rookie signing up for all these classes, taking people's spots.
Hey, well, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a passion for what you do. You know?
And that is where I eventually want to be. I want to be an engineer.
Okay.
I don't know about captain level. And then there's senior fireman, which is on the Delta seat. And a lot of times they don't really care. You're a fireman, you're in the back. I guess it's more important on truck companies because the Charlie is supposed to do search and the other person's supposed to soften the structure. And search meaning like right when we get into a fire, if you're on the ladder company and you're on search, which is a captain and a Charlie,
Right.
you break the door open, or if it's open, you just open it. The fire's going on, you don't have any water or anything, you have a tool, and you're searching for people in the house. That's your job. And
That's
you just
real
gotta,
life.
and you just got to feel everything. Because you can't see in the fire either.
Yeah.
It's completely dark with smoke, so you're just... And like the trainings, like drills we did, like in recruit school, there was this giant like prop. It was a burn building, so it was like a Connex box, but they had furniture and a kitchen and everything in it. And how we would do it to make it a little bit more fun, we would put all our gear on and turn our flashes around so we couldn't see. And then we would just feel everything. And then they would hide a body in it, like a dummy.
Okay.
And we would have to find it and then take it out.
It's smart though, because if the smoke is like covering you the whole time, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you already know what to do. Because a lot of times your eyes just start to get really puffy and from the smoke.
Well, we're wearing a mask, so it's not really like that.
Well, even from breathing, right? Does it ever get foggy from breathing in the mask, or is it?
No, I was gonna say it's pretty good. I know, like in recruit school during like PT, we use the mask a lot just to get used to using a mask. But when you don't have air, then it will fog up.
Yeah.
And we didn't go on air because we couldn't just keep wasting air like that, having to go because it takes a long time to fill up everybody's air tanks,
Right.
or their SCBA, and they would get, and it's so sweaty. I remember there was one PT where we had to do 100 push-ups, burpees, jumping jacks, lunges, flutter kicks. There was 8. There was 2 more. I forgot what they were. All like at once.
That sounds like
And-
some Rock Lee.
Yeah, we were all in a circle, and they would have one person go up and count. But we were wearing our masks, and you can't even see anything because like sweat's in your eye. Oh my, it's horrible.
So they really try to make
It
it
just
quit
burns.
at that point. Like,
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean, like
Like the very first day of my recruit school, I also didn't really understand what it was going to be like. I didn't know it was military based, and it is a lot used in the military. Let me not discredit the military at all. But I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
So I remember how it went. Like the person that's like in charge of recruit school, he came out and talked to us for a second. We were on the line. Didn't know like anyone. I only knew like my friend Andy and one of the other guys that are in North Charleston. Actually, 2 of it. Like Gabe was in my class. My
Shout out
recruit
to
school.
Gabe.
shout out to Gabe.
Widener, she worked at Target. She was also in my recruit school.
Okay.
She worked overnight.
Yeah.
But he just talked to us, and I was like, okay. And I'm nervous, of course, because like I woke up. It was like 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning. You're just like kind of scared. You don't know what to expect. And then he goes, so I guess I'll just hand you over to the PT instructors. And that's when it got real.
Okay.
Just yelling at us, and we just had to like go in push-up position. They go on your face, and every time they say that, you go quick and just push-up position. And on your back, when they screamed that, it was on your back with your feet 6 inches off the ground. And Bye Felicia was the worst though. When they scream Bye Felicia, no matter where you are, you run all the way to the fire hydrant, which is it's pretty far and back. And dude, there was some times. I remember one day we got punished and we ran like 7 in a row. It was
He
miserable.
said, "Bye, Felicia," and y'all got
Bye,
fucking.
Felicia.
And like it's always when we're coming back and like I'm not even there yet. Bye Felicia. And he's good at yelling, man.
That's great.
Yeah.
Like he's prior military too, so he
I was
gets
about
it.
to say, so would you relate fire or being a firefighter to being in the military a little bit? 'Cause
Yeah.
it sounds like it.
I guess I can't really speak on it too much because I'm not military. There was some military people in my class that are firing out or going to the fire service. It is and it isn't. After PT gets pretty normal, you're just in a classroom for 8 more hours
That's not bad.
or 9 more hours, and it's not. It is boring, and you can't like lay down or go to sleep.
Oh.
And so, and a lot of times it's just PowerPoints, and you're just like. There was a guy in my class that would always, and you could just look at him, he's like, And everyone would make fun of him. It was so funny.
Hey, that would be me. I couldn't do that.
No, it is tough. Yeah, no, it's tough.
Or something.
But again, at least it's interesting. And then like the days you're outside doing stuff, you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Especially when it came like after Fire 1 and Fire 2, which are the big tests. We started doing the more classes like EBDT, the one where I got to drive. Those are the more fun classes, like technical rescue, rescue the rescuer. Rescue the rescuer is the most real class, as in, like that's the one that's gonna make people quit class.
Yeah.
So like that teaches you how to rescue people. Is that like?
So basically, the third fire engine to show up at a scene is RIT team, and their job is just to sit on the side, fully geared up, ready. So if a fireman goes down, they're gonna run it, and it doesn't happen often, of course. But so like most fires are just kind of on the side the whole time. But if it does happen, we get trained for it. But that's the class where like, and they do make it kind of fun for some of them. But like, those were like where the drills come in. There was this one called the Denver drill, because this happened in real life where think of a small hallway, right? Like this thin, and then a window right here. So what happened was a fireman was right here, and like against the wall, and no one could get him out, and he unfortunately died. This happened in Denver or whatever.
I'm so sorry.
Well, I mean, I don't know. So they harp on the drill, and in real life it's a little bit different. In real life, we would just cut that whole wall out to get them out. But to teach us, and of course in recruit school, they get the biggest person in our class to do it, and we go in 2 people, and we're blind. We can't see anything. They put a blackout mask, so we can't, like on purpose. It's dark, and you hop in that little window, and then you try to get this big person just out of that small little window, and it's so tough. And it's like, of course, like the biggest person in our class weighs like, I don't know, 250 or something like that.
Yeah.
Way more than that probably, like 270, 300 maybe. And like, of course, we never got him out. But we like sent like 5 crews, because you run out of air maybe like 10 minutes, especially when you're working like that. So when you're running out of air, you got to hop out and call for another crew to come in to help. And then there was like the Tennessee drill, I think that's what it was called, where it just kind of shows you how to use the RIT pack. And you just kind of go in, you're doing a search and trying to find the person. And then they would do it like where they told the person that's playing the victim to like, because when you're breathing smoke, there's a thing called hypoxia, and it makes you kind of crazy. And so like, I remember they got one of my friends that I knew from high school, and he was in my class, they got him to like attack us. And my friend Andy, he straight up tackled him. I wish I saw it. It would have been so funny to watch it. But yeah, and they had to like straight up like pin him down and get like the new air. It was fun. Yeah. And they made it fun, and we had to like search the house. I was the second RIT team for that, so luckily he was already down by the time we were there. Okay. And we got him out and everything. And but yeah, that's one of the drills. This is my least favorite because claustrophobia is my one. Being in a tight space. Yeah, it's a little bit like where that gets in my head a little bit. So first thing, you climb up this ladder to a 3rd or 4th story or something like that, and you hop in the window, and then you put on your mask, and the mask is a blackout mask, so you can't see anything. And then the first thing you do is feel, and there's this little tunnel you have to go in, and that one's not too bad. You just kind of squeeze through and go all the way through, and you can do it. It's just hard because you have an air tank, and that thing's big, so you have to go at an angle to do it, and like just kind of shimmy yourself back. But that one's not too bad. And then you feel around, go down a floor. You get to feel the stairs and everything. And this is when it gets, for me, a little real. Okay. The next box is called the entanglement box. And it's a box. I have a picture. I'll show you later. But it's literally a box full of wires. And the goal is for you to get stuck. And you have to like feel it. And they teach you a way to do it. In real life, you would have cutters. And you can buy tools.
It's just wires.
Yeah, so you can buy tools and stuff, but they want to teach you like worst case scenario type stuff. If you don't have it,
or something.
But like, oh, I hate it. And then you're stuck in there, and I'm just like trying not to freak out because I just hate the tight spot in general. And I'm stuck. I'm like freaking out. And then you go down, and then there's like one more like little thing you have to go through, and that's it, like a little door trap, and that's it. Those were the 3 main rescue the rescuer drills, but those are like the more fun classes. Okay. And EBDT is fun because you get a job fire truck.
Okay. So like, just a follow up, like from what I know, from what my people's told me, like they done EMT, then they did fireman. Like, was that the same thing for you as well?
At least for down here, most departments are shifting where you have to be EMT also, but they will pay for the training. So like my EMT starts in a couple months with my department, and then I know like in recruit school, North Charleston was supposed to go to EMT, and I would have felt so bad because we knew ours was a little bit further down, like right after recruit school, and their recruit school process was already longer than ours, and I know that would have sucked having to go to school for that long and then go to more school.
Yeah.
Still not be able to go on the floor, but they were super short staffed, so they sent them all to the floor.
Oh.
So they got lucky.
Have you ever had to like deal with any rescuing, since we were talking about like EMT or
Rescuing as in rescue the rescue or just
in general, like
medical wise?
Any like history or experiences that you've had to like where you've had to rescue somebody or?
Yeah, I've seen a couple bad situations, of course, and it's fine. You kind of just do your best, especially like. And I liked my first one a lot. I don't like saying I liked it, but you know what I mean. I learned a lot, and it was a cardiac arrest, and we just went over CPR training as a crew, and it really helped because like, yes, I knew how to do compressions, and yes, I knew kind of what to expect and what to do through recruit school, but I never like sat down and looked at like where everybody's supposed to be in relation to the scene, where the EMTs are supposed to be, and how coordinated it is. And it's really a good, like at least the first one. The second one I didn't really like how it went that much. I was with a different crew, and but it was fun in a way. I learned a lot, and luckily the family wasn't in the room. Like the hotel staff got the family out, so I was asking a lot of questions. So I got to learn a lot, and I guess that's the most important part.
No, it is, you know.
And I mean, I've done. I think I've done well. I mean, I guess the other fireman can tell you differently. In those situations, I mean, I've gone in and done what I have to do both times, or all three times I went. Or the third one I did something else first, but I've gone straight through compressions because that's what I'm supposed to do. Well, the second one, like he was on a bed, and you can't do compressions on beds because you're just like pushing them into the bed. Yeah. So I was like, all right, let's get him on the ground. Let's get him on the ground. Instantly got him on the ground, went in and started doing compressions. And unfortunately, they usually don't survive, but our job is to bring them back because they're already stopped, and they can't get.
So do y'all use like that defibrillator? Do y'all carry that with you?
No, we use
that the EMT guys.
No, we use ADDs, which are so basically it's like a pad basically, and so while you're doing compressions, and this is one of the harder parts because the other guy's getting the ADD ready because you want to go straight into compressions, and you don't want to lose momentum either because if you stop, all that you just did is for nothing because you're basically building it up. And so you got to do it very coordinated, and when he gets the sticky pads ready, it's like, all right, 3, 2, 1, and then go right. Like he tries to just go and shove it in, even if it's not on like 100%, he can like fiddle with it while it's on. And that's probably the hardest, as in the coordination thing. And basically what it does after like a certain amount of compressions, it says don't touch patient, and then it sees if there's a pulse or whatever and see if it wants to shock. I'm not EMT, so I don't want to speak on it too much, as in like I know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's see. I haven't ever had to shock anyone yet.
Okay.
But then it says, all right, go back to compressions, and then also has a metronome for you, so it's easier. Or you can like sing the songs, like Baby Shark's one of everyone sings.
Really?
Baby Shark, do 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 do.
Really? No, that's actually lit.
I use it.
No, that's definitely.
It's like a very serious scenario.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
just
very
singing it.
serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I do
the
Imperial March, Star Wars, dun 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 dun. dun.
Oh, no, that training had to be lit. That training had to be lit.
It's crazy they're taking our lives and like joking about it.
No, death is not funny.
Now I will say,
not trying to say like
I will say as firemen, you kind of do have to. I don't want to say make fun of it. That's not the right word.
No.
But you got to look at. You can't look at it too hard either. You got to be able to cope with it. And a lot of people do resort to like kind of lighthearted jokes afterwards, or trying to like just because you don't want to go on the way back from a call like that and then just be like this in the engine, and it's kind of like you're just thinking about everything
every day.
So they kind of just break tension, be like, well, that was a call. Make like a little joke or something like that.
That's your job.
Well, is there therapy for any of this stuff? Like, do they actually pay for that? I feel like being a firefighter has.
And luckily, I know like back in the day, it was kind of like you're a bitch type of thing, and that's not right.
We're changing that now.
Yeah, I would say, and they've gotten a lot better. I was dealing with anxiety from something else, not like calls or anything like that. And they were all super supportive and helping me and stuff. And I know we have like therapy on like, I don't want to say on demand, but like the first like 6 are free and stuff like that. They really do help, and there's a lot of like support groups and stuff for first responders in general. It's like cops and everything, and it really does help.
Yeah, right.
Well, speaking of cops, like how does it feel to work with cops? You know, like you guys are like pretty much like neck and neck. Like I roll by, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
I
you're
roll
good.
by like my fire station because I'm literally like 2 or 3 minutes from a fire station. Every single time I see a cop car next to the firefighter department. So like, how is?
I know sometimes they share houses. We don't. We'll share house with EMTs when they're stationed at 6, because they can be stationed at 6. Cops not so much. There's this one cop that I do always see though, and he's nice. He's also a fireman though. I'm pretty sure, or a captain out in like King Bay area. I wouldn't say I work with him that much. It's kind of like they'll just be on a call, like during a cardiac arrest, they'll be in the back because they have to do the police report because it's a scene after that.
Of course, of course.
I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes I know there has been problems, and we talked about it in recruit school. I mean, I've never seen this, of course, but in like America, so firemen are the only people that can shut down a road. When it deems to be for a safety reason, of course, they can't just shut down the road. But so like this morning, the highway was super backed up because there was an accident or whatever, and a fire truck can place their truck, but cops can't do that. No one can do that except for firemen and the government. That's why during hurricanes, it takes forever to bring back roads, open them back up because you have to go through government and stuff like that. The firemen can shut down a road whenever they deem it necessary. But there has been instances where, let's say a fireman thinks, and it's our decision, or not mine, but the captain's decision, if they deem it unsafe to have one lane, if they need it, all lanes to be blocked, and cars just have to stay and watch, then they kind of have to. But there's been instances where a cop is like, hey, traffic has to keep going, and then they arrest firemen. And it's completely unlawful, but that's happened before.
I never thought that could happen. I thought like you guys.
Of course, I don't think
like a squad. You know?
I don't think, and that's how it should be. And sometimes we're like again, luckily our department, all the cops I've ever met, we're pretty cool with. Same thing with the EMTs. That's why I like having, like yesterday we were playing games with the EMTs. It's fun, and it does bring like a community behind it a little bit too.
That's a show.
It's nice going to a call, even if it's a serious call, and be like, oh hey, what's up? When the EMTs show up,
That's pretty
like you know
cool.
them.
That's pretty cool.
And but yeah. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
So like, what are like? Explain like a little bit of like your free time. So like, you know, like you did say you were playing games with EMT, but is there also like you know, certain jobs have like online training? Do you have to keep recurring the training even after school?
Yeah.
So like that, or not really?
So basically, like a day by day, the average day is you get there. It's 8 in the morning. You want to get there early, of course, so you can get like your bedding and everything in your room and everything situated. And when it hits 8, I usually relieve the people in front of me, which means like, let's say you're on B shift, I'm C shift, so I'm coming after you. I'll be like, hey, you can go home early. I'll just take over your spot, just because I'm the new guy and I want to look good, I guess. But so I relieve the next person, and at 8 every morning we have to go over the tools, make sure all the tools work, and make sure the gas and everything's good, make sure everything's good, we run everything, and then check the medical bags and make sure we're not missing anything. There's a checkoff list. And every morning that, like, no matter what, that's at least what we have to do. And then we go see if we have any training or anything. And we're switching to online training, which I don't like as much as normal training, but it is what it is.
How so? Are you more hands-on, or is it like...
Yeah, it's not even that. I like talking about it more than just looking at like a PowerPoint on it on my phone. I hate it. And I'm behind on it. I need to do them. Yeah, but
don't let the captain see that.
Yeah. Cut that part. Cut the back. I'm just kidding.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, and after you do your training, or like there's times in the year where you have to do hydrant testing, where you have to go and test every single hydrant in your area.
That'd be cool. And let it fly up.
No, it's a side, but it shoots out.
Yeah.
But it's not fun. Maybe fun for the first one.
Yeah.
You do, but number one, especially in Kiwa, oh man, pushing them sometimes, and then you get wet, and it's just you're doing it for like 6 hours sometimes.
Oh,
and it's like, okay,
sucks.
hose testing is even worse though. A lot of companies or departments like North Charleston, they hire a third party to do it, and we're hoping we're going to start doing that. But we had to do all the hose testing and everything, which you got to unroll every single hose, and even the ones in stores like in Station 5 where we keep all of our extras, like they'll send crews out to do those, and you literally got to run water in them and everything, make sure there's no holes or anything. But man, those hoses, and they get heavy after you, especially the 5-inch, they're huge supply hose. They just get heavy, man. I'm like, come on, man.
I mean, like, there's probably like at least 10 of y'all like holding it, right? Because I feel like it's like, how many people to a truck?
4. At most.
I would say.
Most.
Really?
A lot of apartments like North Charleston's 3.
So wait, 3 people in one truck?
Yeah.
I thought I saw like, alright, so in New York, I saw like 8 people, bro.
New
Like,
York's
it's like
like
something
different,
you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't think 8. Maybe.
Because you got 1, 2 driver, side guy, and then I thought there was at least like 4 people in.
So
like,
there is, yeah. So there is. It's Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, and there's Echo and whatever Foxtrot or something like that. Like I know for us in St. John's, Kiowa gives us the most money, as in like for funding. So they want 4 people per truck. So whenever like let's say someone calls out of that one, first thing they're going to do is if one of the north end stations has 4 people, they're sending that 4th fireman or the 2nd fireman up there because they have to have 4. So when you're in a fire, the job is like when you have 2 firemen, it's you get the line out, flick it out, whatever, and then the officer's doing its 360, and y'all 3 go in. And the engineer's his job is just getting water and everything and supplying you the water, gating it, whatever. And when it's 3, you're kind of going in with just you and the captain, which can be good, can be not good. I don't know how much. I haven't been in a fire yet, and again, it's gonna be different whoever your captain is too. So I don't really know. Maybe some captains help a lot, some just kind of walk behind you. And I will say sometimes that hose, especially like in a commercial, you're not bringing the 1 inch and 3/4 line. You're bringing in the 2.5.
Oh, okay.
So it's heavy. And then when water's going through it, usually you have like a rope or something to do it. Not a rope, but
a wheel, something.
no, I can't. It's webbing, and it's basically like a tool we can use to like strap it up so it just doesn't go.
It just stays straight.
Not even that. It just like helps you. You gotta tuck it in and use all your. It's like it takes a lot, and it's nice to have 2 people.
So it's pretty much easier said than done.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember one time, and I embarrassed myself. And this is a barely 1 and 3/4. So if any fireman ever watch this, I'm gonna be embarrassed. It was during training, and I just didn't have it right, and I definitely went. And my the captain that was like the teacher, I turned it on, and I just fell back and flooded her.
That's funny.
And then I did it again.
No.
But I'm like,
He was
Yeah.
looking like Aquaman.
It was so funny. And he got soaked. I was like, oh, my bad.
that's probably nothing new for him though.
Yeah,
There's
he's
so
a,
many
and he's a
people.
cool guy. I liked him a lot. He was one of my favorites. And I wouldn't say I'm super close with him, but I was pretty cool with him. So I mean, he didn't care that much. It was funny though.
So at the end of the day, do you think when you finish your job and you go to bed and you wake up and do it again, and a week goes by, 3 weeks go by, do you feel like you can still be yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does get kind of weird. As in, it is weird sleeping at a station. At least for me, I'm always like, especially being new and you're not used to it that much. You're kind of always on edge. At least I am. Like, I can't really sleep that well. Because I'm like, right when I go to sleep, I know that alarm's going to go off.
Something's going
Yeah, I'm going to get a call. And then that makes me stay up till like 1 in the morning. I'm like, geez, I got to wake up at 7. So like last night I stayed up till like 1. And I was like, geez, man, I'm tired. But, I mean, I would say it's pretty normal. I just go home and sleep the next day, take a nap. And I have a side job. So on the 3rd day, or the day right before I work at the station, I'm working that job. And it's cleaning bikes. It's a weird job, but I was going to say. But luckily it's in the area where I work at. So we deliver them to Kiowa. So it's nice, like being able to learn
I
the
think I
streets.
have a buddy
more.
who works there, Miles. You ever met a guy named Miles? Shout out to Miles. Excuse me.
I
Shout
was
out
gonna
to
say
Miles.
there's a bunch of companies that do that.
Especially in Key or in James Island and stuff.
Well, yeah, we're stationed out in North Charleston. We drive them all the way over there.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's nice. But yeah, they're super sweet couple, like people that own it and everything. I love them.
Would you recommend anyone to be a firefighter? Like, like just, before you was like, oh, heck no. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I will
like,
say,
ultimately, like,
I will say, prepare yourself. Know what you're getting into. Know that firemen go to every EMS call. Know that you are gonna see some messed up stuff that nobody should see. And I know it's not for everybody. And sometimes I think to myself, it's not for me. And then I'm like, man, I do love this job though. I love the community behind it. I love my crews. I like being able to make family dinners is like so fun to me.
Yeah, and you look like you in this whole conversation that we just had. It seems like you really love your job, man.
Yeah, it's nice.
It doesn't seem like you're hesitant about it. Like you're on go. Obviously, you can't sleep. So I just wanted to say thank you for even hopping on here. Thank you for even spending time with me and Frank. It means a lot. Thank you for doing something that a lot of people are afraid. Some people are afraid to do and think it's kind of lame,
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing that vibe back. Just remember to be yourself. Never let anybody tell you your values of life, bro. We've been planning this interview for a while. We used to work at Target together.
Yeah, all three.
So this is a big moment for us, guys. I low-key want to cry because I never thought last year that where we were right now is what we'd be doing.
You should see me when I worked at Target. I look good.
No, you were doing your thing.
Nah, it was the hair,
Shout out
bro.
to Abstract, bro. Get back in it.
I had long pink hair, septum piercing, completely different.
Yeah,
Giant beard.
yeah.
That's how it is. And then
yeah.
you just make that change, and that's what me and Frank have done too. And we're trying to teach other people now. It's time,
I'll say.
So shout out to your social media real quick. What can we follow you on?
Yeah,
people
so
can stay in contact with you.
My Instagram is CTBMHGS. Don't ask me what it stands for.
It's just something with firefighters.
Yeah, so that's my Instagram. I guess that's really the only social media I use. Of course.
So if y'all are interested in the video, please drop a comment down below. Thank you, Franklin, for being a co-host. I'm excited for the next interview and plenty more to come, and especially in the next couple, I would say a year or two. We're going to have him come back on, so it's going to be cool to see where he's at now. 'Cause I know this isn't the only thing he wants to do, so just stay in tune for that, guys. I love every single one of you. Stay true to yourself, and this is it. It's the future.
Yeah.
#RiseToElevate.
#RiseToElevate.
Rise to elevate.
Peace.